Yeah, and yeah, I don't want to say you took the wind out of my sails. That's not quite right, but you stated it all. I mean, it's just gross. And this second consecutive day where air quality has been really, really bad. So you get into the unhealthy for everyone category when you have that AQI, that number we talked about, above 150. You get to 200 and it's very unhealthy. We're not to that point and we haven't been there, but we've been anywhere from say 125 to 175, under 150. So from 100 to 150, if you're following all the numbers, I realize I'm saying a lot of them, it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. And we've been kind of borderline unhealthy for sensitive groups across western Minnesota at the moment in parts of central and southern Wisconsin, but everyone else is unhealthy for everybody. And it's going to stay that way for at least a little while longer. However, these air quality alerts have actually been pushed back. So we have an air quality alert now continuing through noon on Monday. However, not every air quality alert is the same. So we have a code red, unhealthy for everyone, today and tomorrow. Then we go to a code orange, meaning unhealthy for sensitive groups, as we start to filter out some of the smoke Sunday into the first half of Monday. So it will gradually improve over the weekend. It's just going to take a little while longer. We also do have chances for storms returning before the weekend is done for some of us. We'll talk that coming up here in about 8 more minutes.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where we could use a little more rain. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, but let's keep the conversation going. Wildfires burning in Canada is the leading cause of our smoky skies, but it's not the whole story.
Rob Olson joins us now. So, Rob, help us sift through here the smoke. And you spoke with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. So what are they saying about the trend that we're seeing now?
Well, you know, they started issuing air quality alerts back in 2008, so 17 years ago, and certainly they have seen more air quality alerts, but the worst was 2 years ago in 2023. So far this year is on track to be the second worst in that recorded history here. And again, the reason is so many wildfires burning in Canada. There were so many 2 years ago and again this year, and they say in both cases it's because Canada suffered a drought, low snowpack in the winter, so the forest came out much drier, so the conditions are ripe to have a lot more fires, and they've got a lot of fires when you look at the map burning across Canada. And when I filtered it down to just those that are 10,000 acres or more, and it's still a lot of forest fires burning across vast forest lands up there, much of it very hard to get to. So they say that is the reason. It's just the sheer amount of that based on dry conditions coming into this season. And then, of course, they've had some dry conditions up there, too, certainly in terms of humidity that make it harder to fight those fires.
And we can really see it. I mean, and Rob shot right behind you, Rob. And to try to get a little more perspective, Rob, you also spoke with a wildfire expert in Oregon. What was his take on this?
Well, yeah, and he's a documentarian too. Has done some, some films about various wildfires and does other work too in terms of preparedness as well. What you can do in terms of living with these conditions, and he said the same thing. It's just about the vastness of the. People don't realize how much forest land is up there in Canada. How much of it is very inaccessible. There's no road network up there, and so also that you have to prioritize with so many fires to tackle the ones that are threatening people and property, and not give so much attention to the other ones and kind of let them go. But he said too, he's talked to crews that have been up there saying that with the dry conditions and the heat, it's really, really difficult. Listen to this.
I was just talking to some pilots in Canada who fly over these fires, and they're dropping 1,000 gallons, 2,000, 3,000, maybe even more gallons of water at a time. But when they drop that water, a lot of the atmosphere is so thirsty, it just vaporizes.
Yeah, or it hits, what does hit might hit the tree canopy, not make it down to the surface here. So they're having a really hard time, again, fighting the fires, but also with so many, they have to pick and choose which ones are the most threatening to people and property. And some of those others just basically, they keep burning. So again, the word from the MPCA is to expect these kind of potential air quality issues through the summer, then into the fall, with those continuing to burn.
And as Cody has been saying, at least for now, just hang in there for a little while longer.
A couple of more days.
That's it.
At least around here. All right.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay.